Hey, this is Ryan, and this series is called Web Design Feedback. And with this series, each episode, we're going to pick one website from an industry and provide feedback from the point of view of a web designer, as well as the feedback from the point of view of a digital marketer. So, for today, the industry that we picked is accounting, and the website that we picked is cbhcpa.com. Now, the purpose of these videos will be to help business owners, entrepreneurs, and marketers with improving their website. So that way, the websites can really work for their business in terms of generating leads and sales from the website. So, to start off, I just want to mention a few things that I think with this website that was done well and done correctly, and then I'll go into the feedback. So the first thing is it is mobile ready. So as you can see, the website is responsive. It does adapt to mobile devices, which is good. There's tons of content, and from and kind of just looking at it, it's very clear that Carl, he's been doing this for quite some time, and he has a lot of experience, which is good. I also noticed the website is built using custom PHP, which is good if it's constantly maintained and everything's up to date. But one of the drawbacks of having something that's completely custom developed, not necessarily custom designed, but custom developed, because you can have a custom design and build it on WordPress, and you can still experience all of the benefits, especially the SEO benefits from WordPress. Now, having this website built in PHP, one of the clear drawbacks that I see is if I click into some of these pages here, notice how in the URLs, it's not the most descriptive. For example, if I click into industry served, it just says custom3.php, and this is a imagine if this URL popped into a Google search, and the competitor says their URL, let's say, is accounting industries or something along the lines of that. This will look a lot more credible than having it just say custom3.php. The other thing is, notice how the logo, it's a little bit blurry. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but now, especially with these devices that are Retina displays, 4K displays, whether it's computers, tablets, or cell phones, it'll be a lot more professional looking if this was created into a vector graphic. And what do I mean by that? I mean, a vector graphic is basically, as you scale it and resize it, it maintains the quality. So for example, if we look at Web Design Xpert.com, I can increase the size. So regardless of what the device is, see how the quality maintains, but this just gets blurrier as it's zoomed in. Which, again, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but that's something to note. I think overall with this website, it does need a more modern design. This does look like it's something built in probably the early 2000s. Now, whether it is or not, the design definitely signals to me that it was built not very recently. Something else from the perspective of SEO is, so this website is custom built, not on any kind of platform such as WordPress. So what happens is, for example, if we click into these different pages, notice how the title just stays the same, and the reason for that is it's just easier to have a static title when you are custom coding websites in PHP. But what will help with the SEO a lot more is if for these different pages, if we can match the title to that page, and the benefit of that, as an example, is notice over here, for example, the pricing page says like pricing on it. and all these different pages in the search results, it has a custom title to it. So with a platform like WordPress, you would easily be able to do that. Now I don't know how this website is built, but that would be a huge game changer in helping increase the SEO, because what that would do is it'll increase the click-through rate, because people will see, oh, this page is directly what I'm looking for, and they'll be more likely to click it, and that would send Google as a signal to boost your the page in the search results. Now, as far as the content, a lot of great content, but I think what's missing is a certain consistency with the content. Notice how certain pages the text is like, it's very legible on this page, but there's other pages where the text it's a lot smaller. So when you have these links, we want people to click on these links, so these links should be the same size as these, especially on a mobile device where people are tapping on it with their fingers. You want the area to be a little bit larger to make it easier for them. So for like a page like the non-profit page, I think something that will make this stand out and look just a lot better is maybe having two columns, maybe having this where the text it's more consistent. For example, this is just a larger typeface than the rest of it. So having that consistency, and notice how over here the font size is smaller than the other pages, and that really sets a certain standard of professionalism that you would typically see on companies that are either more established or more tech savvy. So as far as the call to action, very clear call to action. This is good, but they also want people to subscribe to the email list, to their newsletter. And I think the newsletter is a little bit buried. And even as we scroll down, it's not the most prominent, eye-catching thing. So I would make the newsletter a little bit more prominent. I would also make the phone number a little bit bigger, and probably put space after the parentheses over there. Although that's not a huge, a big deal. Now, with the navigation, so there's two navigations here. Now, what I would probably do, for this is maybe add a little bit of visuals to it. Add some photos. I know on this page, on his bio, there should be a picture that loads up. Maybe it's a little bit larger picture. That's why it's taking a little more time. But the other pages, it's just having some stock photos to accompany those pages. It'll be a better user experience, and also it'll be better for SEO as well. Google wants to see that there's a good balance of different content on the website. Now pertaining to this left navigation, I think it could definitely be more organized, because what this ultimately does is it kind of buries for example, if we have the main navigation here, the services and about, but some of the other items, such as perhaps nonprofit, industry served, that would probably, that's a pretty important thing, so people know, what industries he services. And so what happens when you have really, really long navigation is it makes it harder for the audience to find what they're looking for. So what I will probably do is condense this into maybe half or a third of the size, and have this is good, but this is still kind of a little bit harder to manage, especially if they are on let's say a tablet device where it does show the full screen. Now, if they're on a mobile device, this becomes very overwhelming, because they have to then manually go through and search. And with this navigation, it loses the hierarchy, so it makes it even harder for the audience to find what they are looking for. So what I would probably do with this website is condense the navigation on mobile and tablet, have more of a hierarchy, and depending on what is the most important, that he would want his potential customers to potential clients to see, organize it in that way. And we can also get data with his Google Analytics to see what are the most common pages, and also we can arrange that way. Oftentimes with a website, let's say there's 30 pages, maybe 5 to 8 of those pages will be heavily visited, but the other bulk of the pages would not be. So with those, I would probably put more stuff under the resource tab or the guides tab. And also what we can do with the home page is some of these things have maybe boxes with pictures that they can click into. As an example, so see how we kind of organize everything into these boxes. Now these boxes here are not links, but on his website we can have some of these common things and organize a little better, maybe on the home page, or maybe have that as a recyclable item that we recycle through some of the other main pages as well. Now over here, this is probably due to just some encoding issues. I imagine these are probably Chinese characters, so that's just something that I would personally fix as well. Now I think there's no reason why this font should be smaller than this font, so just having some of the typography issues made consistent would go a long ways as well, as far as improving the user experience. So that's pretty much it as far as this feedback video. Again, I want to make it very clear that these videos are to help business owners, entrepreneurs, and marketers, and not at all to put down the businesses that the websites that we review. Now, if you are looking for help with your website, feel free to send a message through YouTube, and I'll be able to assist you, whether it's your website or your digital marketing. Oh, and before we go, I almost forgot with the digital marketing aspect. So what we did here's a tool called Ahrefs that we use, and I noticed that he's ranking for his name, which is good, which is very good. Now notice some of the these URLs. So if these are URLs that are displaying, it could be more descriptive. And I think that would help as well. Some of the other keywords that he is ranking, although not on the first page, would be accountant, Los Angeles, CPA corporation. And I think if he has some optimizes the website, where we go in, optimize the title tags, the heading tags, and then also drive some backlinks to his website, we can see these bump up to the first page, which will definitely help his business. I took a look at the backlinks that he has. Now he signed up for a bunch of directories, which is good because those are backlinks. But the problem with a lot of these backlinks is that they're no follow backlinks, and what that means is that Google doesn't, or according to Google, they do not count those. Now I have seen instances where they do count them, but you want do follow backlinks, and now he has 6 do follow backlinks. So if we get him, or 5 actually, if we get him more backlinks, that can bump all these keywords onto the first page for him, which will again be very beneficial for his business. And what we do is we use press releases as a tool for backlinks, because that gets many do follow backlinks, many of the hundreds of backlinks, and many of those Google count and helps with the search rankings. And because what a lot of SEO agencies do is they get these spammy backlinks, and upon Google's next algorithm update, they lose their search rankings. So what we do is we stay the widest of white hat, and the backlinks that we drive, they stick, and also there's never any issues with Google algorithm changes. Okay, that pretty much wraps it for this video. If you have questions, or you would like your website reviewed, or you need help with your website or your marketing, feel free to reach out to me. That's it. I will see you in the next video.